What's up, everybody? It's your favorite geeks. We are here to talk Rangers of the Divide. A few weeks ago, you might have caught our episode with Megan Huang. She created this is like her first solo comic book run. It was a great episode. She was super sweet to talk to. She was really lovely to have on, and she joined us back in May. It was. We read the second issue, and we got to this chance to kind of read and get an early sneak peek, or not a sneak peek. We read the whole entire issue. The
Right.
third issue. It's out now. You can get it anywhere. I highly recommend it. It's Dark Horse Comics. Please support this because this comic book you're seriously missing out if you aren't reading it currently. It's essentially rangers that are raised to protect the divide. They keep peace. Some rangers had gone missing, and therefore, an experienced, mysterious commander has taken some newbie cadets out to find the missing rangers. They're not very well trained, but they managed to take down a Wendigo, and now they're off to go against a level 5 threat. And the commander isn't telling them hardly anything at all and thinks they're basically all going to die. That's basically the recap of issue 1. And where this picks up issue 2, Lauren, take us away.
So the mission continues, and the commander is getting very impatient. So they all have this like idyllic idea. Well, that was repetitive. They all have this idea of the commander because of his reputation. He never loses anybody, and he's so strong and knowledgeable. But you get to see his inner dialogue throughout the comics, which is really cool because you get multiple perspectives through the comics. You get to see the perspective of the newbie cadets, and clearly this guy has lost people and it has weighed on him and he has guilt. And we're still not sure if he is a good guy or a bad guy. At least
Yeah.
that's my personal opinion. We know there's a lot of history and mystery about while they're traveling, these areas have had natives that live there, and there's artifacts that are left, and but there's a lot of mystery behind it, and these cadets are very young and they're excited when they see these things, but they don't really know much about them. So the commander even makes a comment to them while they're traveling to go investigate this level 5 threat, like, this is not a field trip, you guys need to get it together.
Oh
But I
yeah.
feel like he's not being forceful enough. It's almost like he's just,
He's half. He get a little like, come on, guys.
or
Like,
almost a little too, I'm too old for this shit kind of
yeah. I mean, he expects them. Basically, what the
lethal
vibe I'm
weapon.
getting
Yeah.
is he thinks they're all gonna die. So
Hmm. But I almost feel like he needs to put the fear of God in them,
yeah.
but he might just think it's pointless. But then there's like this squall owl, and it seems like it's being, when you're looking at the comic, it seems like it's just an owl out there doing its own thing. But they're all like, oh, this thing's hunting us. And then when you actually get a glimpse of it, where it's like freaking ginormous.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
and when we talked to, Megan, she, talked about her inspirations and where she drew things from. And all these characters she has are not your normal run of the mill animals. So the artwork's gorgeous if you didn't watch the
Oh, the
or listen
artwork
to the
is
previous
beautiful.
episode. Yeah.
It's like an anime kind of brought to life, but really really beautiful. The colors pop.
But it's not exact anime either.
No, it's not. It's also she puts like this nice artistic spin to it, and the way the
She makes it her
colors.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And it's really such a great it's a great story mixed in with some really great art that really brings you in. The artwork to me just really sucks you into the page with how colorful it is.
Right. And while they're going on this mission and they're moving, they mention that the animals aren't doing what they're supposed to do. And I thought that was really cool because that's like a thing in, nature. Like if animals aren't doing what they're supposed to, or if you see animals doing something, like there's probably a threat that you need to be concerned about. It's like,
Oh
pay
yeah.
attention to the birds, pay attention to the fish and the wildlife because they know what's up before we know what's up for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I like that the one kid. So there was one scene where the one kid is very enthralled with the, architecture he sees that was left by the natives, and it's almost like he's trying to go film a TikTok. It's like a young kid, and he's like, "I got to get a video. Film me in this video." And the guy's like ready to leave them. The commander's ready to leave them. He's so just sick of their.
Yeah.
He's sick of these millennials. He's sick of these kids. But that was basically issue 2, and it wraps up with they get stuck in like an electrical storm because this kid was taking too long to film his TikTok.
Yep.
So it kind of ends there, and the commander is just extra, angry right
Pissed.
now.
He's
Yeah.
mad. I
So
mean, understandably so. So they're stuck in this magnetic storm, and the owl swoops in to start coming after them too. And that's where issue 2 leaves off. And issue 3 picks up where issue 2 left off. The magnetic storm, they're hunkered down, and the owl swoops in. It knocks Brant and the other girl kind of off. And this is that fear of God moment you had just mentioned. This may be the moment. So things kind of go south, and the commander's trying to save them. He cuts off the owl's leg at one point, and then Elsie takes things into her own hand and dives down and kind of uses the owl size against it. And then the commander's able to smash it with 2 rocks and kill it. And the magnetic storm kind of passes by as well. But during that, she mentions to the commander, she's like, "Did you see that giant being? Like, do you see that figure?" And he's like, "No, I have no what you're talking about." But his inner
and it's just very
thoughts,
subtle in the background in the artwork.
yeah, he knows exactly what's up. His inner thoughts basically are like, of course I know what she's talking about. And then he's like, no, I have no idea. So you kind of see that back and forth. And I feel like in this issue, you almost come around to the commander a little bit. Like he's still a mean person, but I kind of got the
We're
vibe that
gonna say dick and held
I
back.
was. I don't know, reviews kind of keep it I don't know. But at the same time, he seems to like he really cares for Elsie. It comes because she's like, wow, she's strong, and he kind of seems like he cares a little bit more in this issue. But at the same time, he also has his ulterior motives and thoughts.
I think the
And
characters are growing on him. He's
yeah,
personalizing them more.
that's the vibe I'm getting. Like the characters are growing on him, and Brant, like they have their first real brush with death. And at the end of the comic here, Brant's kind of sitting there like, I almost died. We can die at basically any second. Like he was really messed up from this. And he's like, hey, don't tell anybody. And we'll play it cool, all that kind of stuff. But they're messed up. This was like their big moment. And it kind of ends with them just coming down from this whole sequence in this open field. They have 14 days, and then yeah, she keeps Elsie every time she closes her eyes, she's dreaming of the figure she saw, which is a giant. So there's some
I'm wondering if that's
giants.
just nightmares or because the dreams seem like they're more than just
Yeah.
nightmares.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So it looks like we're going to get some giants introduced, which again, Megan's kind of inspirations are on things like such as Attack on Titan, Pokemon, things of that nature. So it's cool seeing those influences come to life here.
But there's also this ends with a huge like cliffhanger mystery kind of thing where you have no idea what's necessarily going on because the commander makes a comment about we're running behind, should I start over? So it's like,
He was going to ditch them and go start over again.
but I mean, what exact? But that could mean a multitude of things. Is it I'm going to ditch these cadets? Is it are because we don't know much about these cadets. They're born and raised to become
Yeah.
these things. Like, are they clones? Are we in a time loop? Does he have a DeLorean? Like, we don't know what he means by that. But his inner dialogue does move the comic along, but at the same time, it creates a bunch. Or if we're being PG, it creates a bunch of mystery as well.
It
Um,
does.
so I'm loving what Megan's doing. I think she's doing a fantastic job. Um, and she ends every book with that like, "Ah, damn it, I need the second one now, or I need the
Well,
next one
yeah,
now,"
that's where I'm
which
at
all the
is
great ones too. And that's why
she
yeah.
does such a great job blending like action while moving the story along, but she doesn't give you everything right off the bat or like
Hmm.
explain everything. It kind of is like, all right, now I got to tune into the next issue. Like, what's happening now? She keeps giving you a little more, and you keep following that breadcrumb trail. So I'm with you. I'm loving what she's doing
Right.
right now.
And if you're, I was just going to say, if you're a trade backer, you can pre order it on Amazon now and it'll come out in January.
Yep, you can do that or hit up your local comic book shop. Issue 4 will be out August 18th. There's definitely possibly a giant on the cover,
Oh, that was
according
definitely a
to
giant on the
Hoppy.
cover.
Um,
My comic book shop actually did not have it. So if your little one doesn't have it, check the bigger ones in the area
yeah,
because my comic book shop's very tiny, so they don't get a lot of the tiny indie ones.
I get it surprisingly. I get
I know. I
randos.
was surprised when you said that because I need to make a run to the bigger one. I might actually. I wonder if I can get it at MegaCon.
Maybe. Worst case, I'll make sure you get some hard copy issues as well. But for now, please go support it. Dark Horse Comics. Issue 3 is out now. Come back, give this a listen to, and yeah, you can find it anywhere that you can get comic books. Trade back is going to be on Amazon January.
Most
Make
places you
sure
can find comic
to,
books.
yes, make sure
Sorry.
to smash that subscribe button on the old YouTube here, youtube.com/hops news. And thanks for hanging out with us on our little adventure today. And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
This has been a Hops News production. You can find Hops News on all your favorite podcasts and social media platforms at Hops News. Cheers.